The silence was unnatural, not peaceful but suffocating, an echoing void after something violent had passed through. Elian Stroud lay half-buried, beneath fractured slabs of obsidian alloy and ancient sandstone. His right shoulder throbbed with a sharp, rhythmic pain. Blood soaked through his jacket, mingling with fine gray dust. He didn't know how long he had been unconscious, seconds, hours. The chronometer on his wrist blinked erratically, useless. All he could feel was the residual heat of devastation. He coughed and something cracked in his ribs, but he was alive. Barely. Above him, Athenos V's twin suns glared down through the gaping remains of what had once been the interstellar linguistic and archaeological nexus, a cross-species research station perched on the edge of a ravine carved by eons of acid wind. Now it was a graveyard. Elian's fingers tightened instinctively around the object held against his chest, a single, leather-bound volume wrapped in thermoseal, *** Codex, Origin Humanis ***. It was the only item he had retrieved from the restricted vault seconds, before everything turned to flame and shrapnel. He rolled over with a grunt, shards of crystal crunching beneath him. His legs worked, barely. With effort, he pushed himself to his knees and dragged his body out of the collapsed corridor. What met his eyes made his blood run colder than the sterile tiles beneath his fingers. There were no bodies, no flames, just absence asterisk. The structures hadn't been bombed or razed. They had been erased asterisk. Cut cleanly from the world, as if by a blade of antimatter. 8 minutes. That was how long it took. He remembered the emergency klaxons beginning, then nothing but light, heat, and darkness. Something had struck, but what? Elian staggered to his feet, clutching the codex. His mind swirled, not just from pain but from disbelief. No warnings, no atmospheric disturbances, no weapons signatures from known species. Just the transmission, the last transmission. He limped across the rubble, toward the tower's shattered comms dish. What was left of it sparked uselessly in the sunlight, a twisted halo of circuitry. And then he saw it, the emergency beacon still blinking, wedged between collapsed wall segments. He tapped the screen, cracked, but still warm. A red glyph pulsed in the center, accompanied by 5 fragmented syllables. Helios da Vicator, the rest was corrupted. But something was wrong with the voice modulation. This wasn't just a distress signal. It was coded language, layered inside phonemes. Ancient, pre-human diaspora, the kind of structure only someone like him would notice. And that's when he felt it, a presence not physical but invasive. Like a whisper crawling through the folds of his mind, bypassing language entirely. You are the last thread, the final node, speak and the veil lifts. Elian froze. The voice wasn't alien. It didn't resonate like the telepathy of the Zircon, nor the pheromone speech of the Neural. No, this voice was familiar terrifyingly so. It sounded human but old, older than recorded memory, as if it came from the very roots of thought itself. You survived because they needed you to. They fear what only you can awaken. He stumbled back. Who are you? No answer, just static. But the codex in his arms seemed to vibrate gently, like it had heard the same thing. Elian turned his eyes to the sky. There it was, still. A ship, massive, triangular and silent hovering above the ruins. It bore no insignia. Its hull shimmered like oil in water, reflecting the sun in impossible angles. It had been there since he woke, watching, not firing. Waiting. They let me live, he whispered, realization bleeding into fear. He looked back down at the beacon, 5 syllables. That was all it took to draw them here, or to asterisk warn them. But the glyphs on the device weren't standard galactic. They were something else, something lost. Slowly, painfully, he opened the codex. The pages shimmered with bioink. Not print, but asterisk living script asterisk, responsive to light movement. And if his theories were correct, asterisk asterisk intent asterisk. He flipped through the pages and there it was. A symbol etched in silver carbon, identical to the glyph on the beacon. Helios Vector, he remembered now. A myth buried in suppressed human history, an ancient command protocol said too. Control asterisk sentient warships from the early Exodus. Ships that had not been destroyed, but sealed asterisk asterisk. And the key was asterisk asterisk language asterisk. His hand trembled. Suddenly, a low hum filled the air. Not from the ruins, but from within the codex. Lines of text began glowing in sequence, each word pulsing like a heartbeat. And as Elian read, the voice returned. Speak the words, Stroud. The fleet waits, not for warriors, not for kings, but for one who remembers. A flash of his father's face came unbidden, the way he'd whisper bedtime stories that never appeared in databanks. A smile hiding dread, a message passed down in lullabies. Elian blinked back tears. He was not trained for war. He was a asterisk asterisk linguist asterisk, not a soldier. But maybe that was exactly why he had survived. A dark shadow passed overhead. The ship was moving. Not attacking, just aligning, waiting. He looked down at the codex. Then up at the sky. Then, with a breath that felt like it came from generations before him, Elian spoke the first word aloud. Calthera, the wind stopped, the dust froze midair. And in the distance, beneath the surface of the planet, something answered. Something old asterisk asterisk. Something forgotten asterisk asterisk. And it was asterisk asterisk listening asterisk. Elian Stroud had always believed that the most dangerous weapon in the universe wasn't a quantum blade or a fusion. Warhead, it was language. Words could start wars. Words could end civilizations. Words, especially the ancient kind, carried power long before technology gave them teeth. At 39, Elian was known across a dozen systems as a linguistic relic chaser. But the reality was more complex. He wasn't simply a scholar of forgotten tongues. He was the last product of a failed experiment. Orphaned at the age of 4, he was raised in the asterisk asterisk Currix Initiative asterisk asterisk. A covert human program designed to train children in deep code semantics, the manipulation of meaning, thought, and sound across species. Most of the others had broken under the pressure. Some vanished, a few went mad. Elian survived, but the cost was heavy. The initiative had taught him how to read in 3 dimensions, to feel the resonance of symbols beyond grammar. Yet what he never stopped searching for, never stopped needing asterisk asterisk, was the truth behind asterisk Operation Starblind asterisk asterisk. The mission that swallowed his parents and was later purged from all records by the Terran Dominion. Now, standing amidst the ruins of asterisk asterisk Codex, covered in blood and ash, Elian realized he might finally be closer than ever. He held the asterisk asterisk Codex, Origin Humani's asterisk, in one hand, its living ink still pulsing faintly as if sensing breath. In the other hand, he gripped a data crystal pulled from the beacon, one that contained the distorted syllables. Helios de Vector. He sat under the skeleton of a collapsed pillar, pain radiating from his shoulder, and connected the crystal to his translator pad. Fragments of sound played back, layered frequencies, not standard data packets. The structure was musical, rhythmic, but it wasn't a song. It was an asterisk command, not digital, not biological. Sonic, encoded asterisk asterisk sound patterns, buried beneath ordinary speech, a structure too old to be archived, too dangerous to be studied. And he had seen it before, in the codex. Slowly, with trembling hands, Elian opened the codex again, flipping past pages that responded to touch like skin. The glyphs glowed faintly under filtered sunlight. His eyes scanned until he found the passage, an entire chapter written not in linear sentences, but concentric rings of phonetic matrices, words designed not to be read, but to be spoken, activation by harmonic convergence, designed for resonance-based architecture, function, awakenment. He whispered it aloud, weaponized sound, living trigger. It shouldn't be possible. Sonic warfare had been banned centuries ago after the Pulse War when a single phrase wiped out 12 colonies by causing neural hemorrhage through subauditory frequencies. But this wasn't about killing. This was about waking something up. Elian's heart pounded. Somewhere under these ruins, he was certain now, there was a structure built by early humans. Not physical buildings, but resonant lattice towers, devices that broadcasted more than signal. They transmitted intention. He rose, ignoring the pain in his side, and stumbled toward the cliffside. If memory served, based on the ancient topography overlays, there had been a natural cavern network beneath the research site. Few had explored it due to seismic instability, but now he had no choice. It took him hours to reach the opening. Along the way, he passed charred stone, half-melted AI terminals, and twisted alien tech, all untouched by the enemy ship above. The destruction had been precise, surgical, every record wiped, every witness erased, except him. Why? He descended into the cavern, each step a dull throb in his legs. The darkness swallowed him, but his suit's biolight flared gently, illuminating glyphs, human glyphs, etched into the walls. Real, not simulations, not reconstructions. This place had been here long before the research station above. He followed the symbols deeper until he found it, a tower. Or what remained of it. Half buried in obsidian glass, the structure stood 10 meters high, made of a strange crystalline alloy that hummed faintly when he approached. At the base, a circular interface, now cracked, bore a symbol matching the codex's activation page. Elian dropped to his knees. He placed his palm on the surface. It responded, not mechanically, not with light or heat, but with sound, a deep, low-frequency hum, like the purr of a sleeping leviathan. Words not heard but felt crawling up his spine. Images poured into his mind, fractured memories not his own. Ships, massive, organic half-machine, slumbering in void space. Commanders who spoke not to engines, but to the of the ship itself. Pilots whose only weapon was language and a name. Spoken like a scar, Helios Vector, the myth, the forbidden protocol. A phrase long buried in human collective shame. It was said that the last great war of mankind wasn't fought with soldiers, but with words that bent gravity, time, and thought. The fleet wasn't destroyed. It was sealed. Elian backed away, breath ragged. The codex in his hand had begun to bleed light, reacting perhaps to the tower. Or perhaps to him. He looked around the cavern and for the first time spoke to the shadows. "I know what you are." No reply, just the hum, then a flicker. His mind snapped back to an old memory. He was 7, huddled in the back of a cold training pod, listening to a recording his mother had left behind, encoded in a lullaby. If the stars go blind, follow the voice. If the light turns red, speak the name. He had always thought it was a bedtime rhyme. Now he understood. His parents hadn't vanished in starblind. They had found the codex and died protecting it, And now, 30 years later, he held it in his hands. A whisper filled the chamber again, not external, not artificial. You were never trained to fight. You were raised to remember. Alian stood slowly. Everything in him ached, but his voice was steady. And for the first time in his life, the truth wasn't something he had to chase. It was something he had to speak. The codex pulsed in Alian's hands as he stood before the base of the ancient resonance tower. His breath was shallow, chest tight, not from pain but anticipation. The air around him had changed, vibrating slightly, as if waiting. He placed the codex on the tower's crystalline console. With a faint chime, the ancient mechanism stirred. A whisper curled through the air, delicate and precise, slicing through the silence like a scalpel. Designation confirmed, Alian Stroud, linguistic signature matched. Initiating partial sequence. A soft glow cascaded across the glyphs on the wall. The temperature dropped, and suddenly the sound of a woman's voice filled the cavern. But this was no recording. It was alive, layered, resonant, speaking directly into the marrow of his thoughts. Tan du si u letter 1 ed1 I kung si letter 1 e7, adong ng letter 1b0 letter 1 edd, ith letter 1 e9 c to letter 1 ec9 nh. You are the last echo. The final syllable of a sentence silenced by fear. Alian's spine stiffened. The voice was speaking human ancient a precursor tongue only known to him through fragments. And yet he understood every word, intuitively like breathing. He wasn't just decoding it, he was remembering it. The codex split open, its living pages unfolding like petals. A constellation of data flickered above the tower, a star map, ancient and incomplete. One coordinate burned brighter than the rest, H letter 1ed1 Sauden 9. Starwell 9, a cursed name in academic circles. A gravitational sinkhole at the edge of known space, sealed off after the Li Chi Sao B letter 1ea1c ***. An event so thoroughly redacted that only rumors remained. An uprising, a weapon too dangerous to destroy. And a fleet that refused to obey, and now it was calling. Within the well sleeps the voice. The fleet is bound in silence, awaiting the bearer of the harmonic key. Alian's fingers trembled. This wasn't mythology. It was a buried protocol a system built by ancient humans, one that responded not to rank, blood, or biology, but to linguistic resonance a form of command through emotion-infused sound. Entire fleets, not piloted but sung awake He stared at the coordinates. He knew what it meant. He could awaken them. But before he could speak again, an alarm flared in his communicator, an intrusion ping. A ship had entered orbit. He rushed to the surface, lungs burning, boots slamming against uneven stone. When he reached the observation deck of the ruins, he saw it, a sleek, obsidian-hulled vessel emblazoned with the sigil of the zircon a spiraled eye overlaid with a neural filament. They had come. The ship hovered silently, too large to be a scout, too small to be a battleship. It glistened like wet glass, absorbing rather than reflecting light. No weapons visible, but Alian knew that meant nothing. His communicator crackled. A voice slid into his mind, not via sound but direct cognitive transfer Alian Stroud, this is Currux of the Zircon Continuum. You are trespassing on sealed temporal data. Cease all activity and surrender the codex. Alian stiffened. Currux, he knew the name, a Zircon memory caster, an elder entity capable of scanning neural pathways, manipulating perception, and enforcing compliance through shared trauma. He replied aloud, his voice dry. I'm not under Zircon jurisdiction. This is neutral ground. It was, until you accessed forbidden vectors. You have awakened a signal we buried for the safety of all. You are reopening a doorway to extinction. Elian's throat clenched. This isn't a weapon, he said, almost to himself. It's a memory, a legacy. Exactly, and that legacy nearly annihilated 12 star clusters. We did not win the war of echoes, human. We merely convinced your kind to forget. The communicator went silent. Then a new sensation flooded his skull, asterisk pressure like the edges of thought tightening. Kurux was initiating a scan. Elian staggered back, clutching his head as images not his own exploded behind his eyes. Fields of ash, languages screaming themselves into being, ships shaped like spirals of bone unleashing storms with syllables. A shadow fell over the memory. A woman in armor made of written light, standing at the bridge of a living vessel. Her voice the weapon that split moons, then darkness. And then silence. Elian collapsed gasping, sweat soaked through his shirt. Kurux was no longer speaking. He didn't need to. The message was clear: stop, or be erased, but Elian already knew there was no stopping. The memories Kurux showed him weren't just warnings. They were evidence Evidence that his parents might have died trying to protect this truth. And that truth was now his to finish. He limped back to the resonance tower. Placed both palms on the glyphs. The tower pulsed, and the coordinates to Starwell 9 grew brighter. His fingers hovered over the activation phrase, but he hesitated. Because this was the choice. If he triggered the next sequence, the fleet would stir. Perhaps even awaken. And the war, the war the universe chose to forget could begin again. His voice shook. What if I'm wrong? Silence answered. Then faintly from the codex, to remember is not to repeat. To awaken is not to obey. Elian took a breath. He had no army. No allies, no proof of what would emerge, but he had words. And sometimes that was enough. The derelict ship lay dormant on the outskirts of the ravine, half buried beneath sand and centuries of silence. Kai letter 1e9c Vang golden memory once the pride of the Terran Archeo fleet, now nothing more than a husk. Its hull bore the scars of abandoned dreams and forgotten missions, but its core systems, according to Elian's scans, were still intact. He entered through the auxiliary hatch, each step inside echoing like a memory refusing to fade. The walls whispered in ancient code, archaeological tagging scripts from a mission long erased from the Dominion archives. This ship had once carried explorers like him, seekers of truth. Now it carried only one. Elian sat in the pilot's cradle and connected the codex to the central neural link. Systems hummed to life, slow and reluctant, as if the ship itself had to remember how to breathe. Dust drifted in columns through the flickering glow. Coordinates received, Starwell 9, engaging subwarp tunnel. Flight path uncertain, risk profile irreversible. He stared at the blinking prompt. I know. The engines pulsed, a deep golden thrum. And Kai letter 1e9c, Vang lifted from the surface of Athenos V. Its destination a cursed relic of history. And its passenger, the last man willing to read what others chose to bury. As the ship entered slipspace, Elian sat in silence. The codex floated before him, pages unfurling, glyphs shifting. He reached for the neural port and jacked into the resonance array, syncing his cognitive signals with the codex's evolving data stream. Then contact, a sudden burst of pressure in his skull. Not pain, resistance. Something or someone was already there, deep in the codex's backend, defending the last layer of command. A voice, deep and stern, slammed into his mind. Access DENIED. You are not the voice. You bear no blood. Elian gasped as images flooded his vision. He was standing on the deck of a warship, not real, but reconstructed through memory. Around him stood commanders clad in armor of living metal, speaking in tones that bent light. Their eyes glowed not with power but conviction. They didn't look at him. They looked through **him. This protocol accepts only descendants of the concordance line. Your DNA holds no right. Your voice holds no weight. Elian shouted back, breathless, I hold the codex. You hold a relic. But you are no heir. Then the world shattered. He was no longer in the ship. He was ** inside the memory core, and it was forcing him to prove himself **. The environment twisted. He was a child again, seated in the cold quarters of the Curix Initiative. Eyes locked on a blinking monitor, while a man screamed in another room. He smelled smoke, sweat, antiseptic. Then he saw ** her **, his mother, reaching through a force field with trembling hands. Behind her, guards dragged his father away. Don't forget who you are, Elian. Don't forget our voice. The scene dissolved. Another formed, his mother and father, older now, standing before a crystalline vault. They inserted something, small, glowing, and the walls responded with sound, layered like chords. They spoke in harmony, then the vault sealed shut. Seconds later, the sky exploded. A ship burned in orbit. Sirens howled. His parents turned to run, and that was the last image, his mother throwing the codex into an escape pod. Then darkness. Elian opened his eyes, gasping. He was back in the *chi letter 1e9c Vang*, soaked in sweat, tears streaking his cheeks. The neural link still pulsed, but something had shifted. The voice returned, different now, less cold. You are not blood. But you carry memory. Echoes may still resonate. A single symbol unfolded from the codex, one Elian hadn't seen before. It shimmered with layered phonetics, not a command. A * concept **, preserve truth, he understood now. The fleet had once obeyed warriors, commanders, bloodlines. But the resonance systems weren't limited to genetics. They responded to * intention *, to emotional frequencies encoded in speech. Which meant he could still speak to them, but only if he meant every word. As *chi letter 1e9c, Vang * exited slipspace, Starwell 9 emerged like a bruise in the cosmos, a gaping wound surrounded by fractured debris and silent tombs. There were no stars here. Only the gravitational shadow of what had once been an entire solar system. In the center, a structure shaped like a spiral cage. Ancient, silent, waiting, Elian guided the ship toward the core, heart hammering. He opened the codex, and for the first time didn't search for commands. Instead, he opened the comms array and spoke aloud. Listen to me. I know I'm not what you expected. I wasn't bred to lead. I wasn't trained to kill. I was raised to * translate *. To * remember *. He placed his hand on the codex. I've seen what happened. I've seen what we did, the wars, the betrayals, but I've also seen why it mattered. Why my parents died, why you were buried. He paused, tears forming again. This isn't about vengeance or glory. I don't want to awaken a fleet of destruction. I want to awaken a fleet of * witnesses *. The codex pulsed. The spiral cage responded, intent verified, initiating subsonic link. Awakening Fleet Node 1. Across the darkness, faint lights blinked on. 1, then 2, then hundreds. Vast, semi-organic vessels the size of cities stirred from their slumber. Rising from the broken crust of the Starwell, like leviathans returning from death. Their hulls were scarred by time but whole, their minds still intact. And they had heard him, A final prompt appeared on the ship's console. Define primary command mode. Elian stared at it. He could have said defend. He could have said attack. He could have said retaliate. But he didn't. Instead, he whispered, preserve truth. The spiral cage ignited with golden light. The fleet shimmered in unison, a chorus of ancient engines waking to a new rhythm. Not war, but remembrance. The darkness around Starwell 9 erupted with light. First a shimmer, then a pulse, then like ancient titans emerging from a long-forgotten sea. The awakened fleet rose from the folds of deep space. Their hulls, organic yet metallic, pulsed with golden veins of ancient energy. Some resembled whales carved from obsidian, others like spiraled citadels with wings of light. They moved not with engines but with will. And at the heart of them, Elian Stroud. Strapped into the resonance cradle aboard Chi Letter 1E9C Vang *, Elian had become more than pilot, more than voice. He was now conduit. The neural array connected his thoughts, memories, and emotional states to the entire fleet through the Codex's ancient linguistic interface. Every whisper of fear, every shard of doubt, every flicker of hope, the fleet felt it all. His words had woken them, but now his mind guided them. And his mind was beginning to break. Across the system, Zircon ships blinked into existence, sleek, blade-like vessels with spines that glowed an angry crimson. Dozens at first, then hundreds, their formation coiled like a storm around Starwell 9. From orbit, the enemy broadcast a single phrase through subspace. Cleansing protocol initiated. Containment of resonant entities. Terminate the archive bearer. Elian grimaced, sweat pouring down his temples. His fingers trembled. Each new wave of consciousness from the fleet added weight to his thoughts. Thousands of overlapping minds. All linked through him, all demanding direction. Hold position, he whispered through the codex. Do not fire unless fired upon. But some of the ship's older ones, more fragmented, twitched with aggression. They had been built for war, bound in silence for centuries. Peace was not their first instinct. They vibrated with the memory of betrayal. And that memory was now inside Elian *. Searing images poured through him. Wars fought with words sharp enough to split atoms. Commanders executed for speaking forbidden syllables. The last. Cries of civilian colonies, wiped out by misused resonance codes. His vision blurred. His heartbeat became a static buzz. He was losing the boundary between his mind and theirs. Then reality snapped into focus. A bright flare exploded on the side of one of the larger vessels, fleet node 17 as it was hit by a zircon plasma strike. The ship groaned like a wounded animal, tilting toward the gravity well of the nearby moon. Inside, Elian saw them, refugees human scientists, zircon defectors, survivors from Athenos V who had taken shelter inside the fleet's outer rings. Trusting in the old ships to protect them, the node was spiraling. If it fell into the moon's atmosphere, everyone aboard would burn. The fleet's instincts were clear. Retaliate immediately. But Elian, he made a different choice. With a scream, he severed a third of the neural connection. The pain was instant. His vision cracked, blood trickled from his nose. But he rechanneled the freed systems to stabilize fleet node 17 sacrificing tactical command for structural override. The ship righted itself. The civilians were saved. But the cost was immense. The remaining fleet nodes rippled in confusion. Without full control, the harmonics began to drift. Several ships started moving independently, scanning targets, recalculating protocols. Some no longer recognized Elian as their primary voice. He slumped in his chair, panting. The resonance cradle crackled with unstable energy. Systems dimmed. One more overload and his brain might shut down completely. That was when the voice of asterisk T letter 1B0, letter 1EDB, NG Curux asterisk returned. Not through words, through asterisk thought asterisk asterisk. Elian saw a vision, a chamber of memory. A table, 2 cups, a room without gravity or sound. Curux sat across from him, more shape than body, an aura of fluid glass and red light. In this, Curux said, voice like stone cracking under pressure. Join us, we can redefine what your kind once destroyed. You are not bound by the past, unless you choose to be. Elian stared at the apparition. Redefine memory or erase it. Is there a difference if the result is peace? Elian closed his eyes. He was tired, so tired, the fleet tugged at his mind. His body screamed for release, and yet something inside him held on, not to power but to purpose. His fingers brushed the codex. It opened to the same page again. Preserve truth. He looked up at Curux's image, his voice steadier now. No, you don't get to define memory like a command line. You don't asterisk curate asterisk what happened. You don't burn the books because the stories hurt. Curux's form shifted, angled, pressed. You would allow the cycle to repeat. You would risk the death of worlds again. Elian responded, not with argument, but with the asterisk asterisk old tongue asterisk asterisk. A single line, sharp and unflinching. Kai letter 1 E9C Kong distroke letter 1 EC3 distroke letter 1 ECB and H Engia. Mad distroke letter 1 EC3 and H letter 1 EAFC and H letter 1 EDB. Memory is not to be defined, it is to be remembered. The codex lit up, brighter than ever before. The fleet responded. All ships in unison adjusted their harmonic balance, not toward weapons, but toward asterisk asterisk containment asterisk. They enveloped the Starwell system in a web of resonant shielding, asterisk asterisk, not to destroy the enemy asterisk asterisk, but to make it asterisk impossible asterisk for them to fire without disrupting their own systems. It was a non-lethal victory asterisk asterisk, an act of asterisk asterisk defiance through restraint. The Zircon fleet hesitated, then in silence they withdrew. T letter 1B0, letter 1EDB, and G Curux left one final transmission, carved in the lowest harmonic band. This is not an end. It is a pause. We will meet again, Keeper of Echoes. And they vanished. Elian collapsed back in the cradle. The codex closed itself. The fleet powered down to standby, hovering like a constellation of monuments around Starwell 9. Inside his mind there was only silence now, but not empty. Not broken, just still. He had held the voices of the past. Chosen their return. Chosen to remember, not as a soldier but as a witness. He had chosen truth, and it had answered. Peace did not come with fanfare. No parades, no anthems, no declarations, just silence. The Zircon fleet, once encircling Starwell 9 like a tightening noose, had retreated, asterisk asterisk, not out of fear asterisk asterisk, but recognition. Elian hadn't destroyed them. He hadn't fired a single weapon. Instead, he'd turned the asterisk awakened fleet asterisk into a wall of memory, asterisk resonant and undeniable asterisk asterisk. That disrupted the cognitive transmission systems the Zircon relied on to communicate. It was a blockade, not of force but of asterisk asterisk truth asterisk, and the truth could not be silenced. The resonance web made any act of aggression from the Zircon impossible, without fracturing their own minds. They withdrew slowly, without a word. T letter 1B0, letter 1EDB, and G Curux was last to leave, his presence vanishing like a shadow dimming behind glass. But the price of peace was steep. Elian Stroud collapsed minutes after the final harmonic pulse. The connection between his neural core and the fleet's collective consciousness had overloaded. Not explosively, but terminally. Quietly, fatally. Doctors would later describe it as a form of resonant burn. His brain had been exposed to frequencies the human mind was never meant to endure. 70% of his cognitive memories, names, faces, places were lost. Not deleted, not dead, just inaccessible as if walled off behind a language no longer known to him. The only things that remained were fragments, a tune, a word, a phrase that sometimes floated into his dreams and made him weep without knowing why. He was taken to Orbit Station, Halcyon **, a small medical facility suspended between two moons of Tarsa 4. Not a hero's welcome, but a quiet room with filtered sunlight, plant life, and long moments of silence. He didn't protest. The war was over, that was enough. The awakened fleet **, now untethered from Elian's mind, made its final choice, to dissolve. Not into wreckage, but into satellites **, self-sustaining, sentient artifacts launched across the galaxy. Each ship sacrificed itself to become a beacon, transmitting fragments of the ancient human resonance language *, sharing what Elian had fought to preserve, the ability to connect not through violence, but through understanding *. They called themselves the Archive Stars *, and they spoke not with weapons, but with words The Galactic Council forced to reckon with what had occurred, reopened sealed records long buried beneath diplomatic stone. For the first time in 7 centuries, the truth about the *th letter 1e9c, T letter 1ec9nh project was admitted publicly. That early humans had once developed a language not only for communication, but for shaping emotion, biology, and even reality That this power had been hidden, condemned, and almost lost. And that Elian Stroud, a linguist without rank or title, had brought it back without firing a shot For some this was redemption, for others it was a warning. But for most it was a beginning On Halcyon Station, Elian lived simply. The doctors told him he could not recover the memories lost, but that he might form new ones. He planted a small garden. He kept a copy of the Codex on his bedside table, even though he no longer remembered what it meant. Sometimes, late at night, he would trace its glyphs with his fingers, feeling their shape. He didn't understand them, but he felt safe He would wake from dreams filled with light and voices, not clear but warm. And always one voice, female, calm, familiar, you are the echo. You remembered us, and now we remember you. One day, as Elian sat beneath the sunlight in the station's central atrium, a child approached. She looked about 8 part human, part zircon, with glowing lattice veins in her temples and eyes too wise for her age. She stood silently beside him, then finally asked, "Were you the one who called the fleet?" Elian looked at her. His mind groped through the void, but the question didn't bring confusion. Only something softer. He placed a hand gently on the side of his neck, over the faint scar left by the neural interface. Then he smiled, gently, not with pride but with remembrance "No," he said, "I wasn't a commander, I didn't lead them. I didn't summon an army." He paused, searching for the right words, then tapped the codex. "I just reminded them of something we all forgot." The girl tilted her head. "What was that?" Elian closed his eyes, feeling the wind pass softly through the atrium's oxygen trees. That our will asterisk as humans, he said, was never in our weapons. He opened his eyes, smiling at her. It's in our words. The girl didn't respond right away. Then she sat beside him and opened a small book of her own, a learning tablet in the new format developed from the Codex's transmission. Together they began to read. The world did not change overnight. But from that day forward, across scattered colonies and buried histories, asterisk echoes began to stir asterisk. Some in song, some in dreams, some in silence, but all of them somehow traced back to one man. A linguist, a witness, a voice.